We will now have lighting of the lamp, marking the auspicious beginning of this inaugural ceremony.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Invoking the blessings of the Almighty, dignitaries seated on the dais and off the dais, officials from the government and the diplomatic community of Sri Lanka, members of the medical fraternity from Colombo, Trincomalee and Baticaloa, members of the armed forces of Government of Sri Lanka, members of the community in Baticaloa, esteemed guests from India and around the world who are here with us today, and all those joining us live from over 30 countries. Dearest brothers and sisters, a very good morning, Vanakkam, Aibowan. Welcome to everyone on this most auspicious day of the grand inauguration ceremony of the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital, Baticaloa, Sri Lanka, established by the Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation. It is indeed a very momentous occasion. We clearly remember being over here for the Bhumi Puja of this hospital in 2016, and to see this hospital stand as an edifice of love is truly nothing short of a miracle. At the outset, we would like to welcome all the dignitaries on the dais. Deshabandhu Aravinda De Silva, former Sri Lankan cricketer and captain. Mr. Gary Seaton, founder and chairman G&G Group of Companies, the parent company of Hatton Plantations and Lotus Hydropower PLC Sri Lanka. Dr. C. Srinivas, chairman Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Global Centers for Child Heart Care. We have a little sister from the village of Kirankulam over here presenting this to him. Mr. B.N. Narasimhamurthy, Chancellor, Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, India. Our very dear Mrs. Penny Jayawardene, Chairperson, Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation, Sri Lanka. And Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, global social and spiritual leader from India, inspired by the teachings of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and currently spearheading this wonderful mission of love across 30 countries. We also acknowledge and thank all the dignitaries, doctors, and volunteers from the Government of Sri Lanka and associate institutions who have immensely contributed and rendered their selfless support towards establishing this hospital. Our special welcome and gratitude on behalf of all of us to the supporters and funding organizations, especially the Sri Lankan citizens outside of the country who responded to the call of this country in these times and extended their hand of love. The Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital stands on the underlying universal values of love and service, which have been spoken about in numerous ways in different languages across the world. We are happy to have today a multi-faith prayer representing the 4 major religions of this sacred soil of Sri Lanka.
Sabba papassa akaranang kusalassa upasampada sachitta pariyodapanang etang buddhanusasanang. Sabba papassa akaranang kusalassa upasampada sachitta pariyodapanang etang buddhanusasanang. Sabba papassa karanang kusalassa upasampada sachitta pariyodapanang etang buddhanusasanang.
गणानां द्वा गणपतिगुं गवामगे गविं कवीनामुगमष्टवष्टमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन्नोदिभिश्चीदसादनं व्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवदे दीनामविद्रयवधु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
The World Health Organization emphasizes the criticality of universal health coverage, defined as all people having access to health services when and where they need without financial hardships. Over the years, Government of Sri Lanka has undertaken various projects and initiatives towards ensuring accessibility, availability, and affordability of healthcare services. Established in 2016, Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation aligns to this vision of universal health coverage, which led to the foundation and inauguration of Sri Sathya Sai Karunalayam Medical Center in 2017. Today, this center has grown into a super specialty hospital to provide totally free of cost tertiary care to the people of Sri Lanka, particularly for the underserved populations. Selfless love shall drive all that happens in this hospital. The journey has not been easy, especially given the current times we are in, but it has been beautiful and enriching with the love and support of well-wishers and like-minded individuals like all of you. We will now have a short video chronicling this journey. Can we have the video, please?
The beautiful island nation of Sri Lanka is in the middle of an unprecedented political, economic, and social crisis. These are times that have left a large majority of the population struggling with shortage of essentials such as power, fuel, food, and medicines. It is during these times that Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, a social and spiritual leader from India, inspired by the teachings of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, that of love all, serve all, has resolved to lovingly embrace the people of Sri Lanka. Doing the undone and serving the unserved is the guiding principle of Sadguru's global mission, which is now expanding to touch the lives of the underprivileged in Sri Lanka.
Inspired by Sadhguru's teachings,
The beau- The beautiful island nation of Sri Lanka is in the middle of an unprecedented political, economic, and social crisis. These are times that have left a large majority of the population struggling with shortage of essentials such as power, fuel, food, and medicines. It is during these times that Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, a social and spiritual leader from India, inspired by the teachings of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, that of love all, serve all, has resolved to lovingly embrace the people of Sri Lanka. Doing the undone and serving the unserved is the guiding principle of Sadhguru's global mission, which is now expanding to touch the lives of the underprivileged in Sri Lanka.
inspired by Sadhguru's teachings, the Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation was established in February 2016 to provide healthcare, educare, and socio-care completely free of cost for the people of Sri Lanka. The foundation commenced its work with distribution of milk and bananas in a tiny little school in Dharmapura village. In response to the need, the foundation soon expanded to implementing various other initiatives under the skill development, poverty alleviation, and healthcare verticals to spread more love and joy.
In August 2017, the foundation established the Sri Sathya Sai Karunalayam Medical Center in Kirankulam, Baticaloa, with the sole purpose of providing free, high-quality and reliable healthcare to the community. Till date, over 16,000 rural patients have been provided free consultations and medicines. Even during the COVID times, the foundation responded to the need of the time by serving hot, nutritious cooked food to surrounding villages, cooked, packed, and served by the staff of the foundation. The foundation recognizes that there is so much more to be done in ensuring that equitable, free, and quality healthcare is available to everyone.
Thus, under the guidance of Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, the foundation is embarked on a mission to build a state-of-the-art 75-bedded hospital, Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Super Speciality Hospital, Sri Lanka, where all services will be rendered completely free of cost to anyone in need. The opening of such an incredible edifice in the east of this island envisions to strengthen the government's vision of universal healthcare coverage, thus making healthcare more accessible and affordable for the rural population.
The Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Super Specialty Hospital now stands as a beacon of hope for the underprivileged all across Sri Lanka, as phase 1 of the hospital has reached its completion. The 28-bedded facility shall offer totally free outpatient and inpatient care in specialties most needed in the region, irrespective of religion, caste, or creed. The hospital shall also conduct various healthcare missions across specialties, along with the Foundation's international partners from over 30 countries. The first mission to commence in August 2022 is a pediatric cardiac mission, which is an answer to the anguished pleas of desperate parents struggling to keep their child alive due to congenital heart disease, as financial concerns run high, leaving them waiting for months.
Congenital heart disease continues to be a major cause of infant and child morbidity in the country. The burden and pain of congenital heart diseases on children and their families is a cruel and an unfortunate reality of our times. Healing Little Hearts is a global healthcare mission championed by Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, with a vision that no child in the world should suffer from congenital heart disease.
This first mission is in collaboration with the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Centers for Child Heart Care India, which have till date managed over 177,000 pediatric cardiac outpatients and conducted over 21,500 pediatric cardiac procedures, all totally free of cost, thus bringing untold relief and joy to thousands of needy families. While the centers serve children from India and patients from abroad who have the means to travel, a great need was identified to bring healthcare right to the doorstep of needy families. It is with this intent that Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai is committed to establishing more such centers across the world.
In April 2022, the first international center was established in Fiji Islands, inaugurated by the Prime Minister of Fiji, Honorable Josiah Warenke Bainimarama, which will serve countless with congenital heart disease from the Pacific Island region. Despite the hardships faced in Sri Lanka over the past few months due to political conflicts and economic crisis, it is the strength of thousands both within the island and across the globe whose selfless contributions and tireless efforts which has lit the lamp of hope in the hearts of the Sri Lankan people. This mission is simple: to serve the needy with selfless love and to give every child the right to a safe, happy and healthy childhood.
The time to make an impact is now. The Sri Sathya Sai Nilayam Foundation, along with its partner foundations and trusts in over 30 countries under the leadership of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, exist to do good and to see more and more happy smiles in Sri Lanka every day by providing good health, good nutrition and good education, thereby creating a positive impact on the future of Sri Lanka and the world.
We now request Mrs. Penny Jayawardena, Chairperson, Sri Sathya Sai Nilayam Foundation, to address all of us, an epitome of positivity, determination, and sacrifice. Mrs. Penny has worked tirelessly to turn this dream into a reality, and we request her to share her personal journey, the Foundation's journey, and the vision of the hospital with all of us. Mrs. Penny Jayawardena.
With my head at the sacred feet of my master, Sri Sathya Sai, Sadguru, Madhusudan Sai. Swami, this is an incredibly special moment for me. But before I progress, I have a message from the President of Sri Lanka that I like to read out to you on this occasion. Message from the President of Sri Lanka. It gives me immense pleasure to be addressing all of you on this momentous occasion of the inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Super Speciality Hospital in Kirankulam, Baticaloa, under the Sri Sathya Sai Nilayam Foundation. The importance of this foundation stands out even more so in the background of the economic turbulence we are facing at present in our country, in that all services are provided completely free of cost. I understand that the foundation, since its inception in 2017, treated over 16,000 outpatients. The service rendered is inspiring, and their vision for the future of the healthcare mission with this specialized hospital is truly something very special. I'm grateful to the founder of the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani chain of hospitals, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, under whose leadership and vision the Sri Sathya Sai Nilayam Foundation has set up this hospital. Also, on behalf of the people of Sri Lanka, my heartfelt gratitude to the international team of experts from Sai Sanjeevani, India, who have exhibited the true meaning of brotherhood during these challenging times. I wish to thank all the guests who have come here from across the globe and shown their solidarity and support. Also to those who were not able to be physically present, but have continuously supported this noble initiative from all around the world. Finally, on behalf of the government of Sri Lanka and its people, I once again extend my heartfelt gratitude to the whole team and wish them and the Karuna Nilayam Foundation and the Sai Sanjeevani Super Speciality Hospitals all the very best in their future endeavors. Ranil Wickramasinghe, President. My brothers and sisters from across the world, across the globe, and my brothers and sisters from the leading forces in our country, from our universities, and from our village of Kirankulam and the Eastern Province. We welcome all of you today, and I ask you to join me in the future development of this wonderful hospital of love, because that's all it is, and that's all it will ever be. We will continue to grow in love and spread our arms and reach out to every corner of this land, because for too long has the Eastern Province been neglected. This is where I worked during the tsunami for over 7 months between Tirukovil and Arugambe, and I saw at that time how neglected this area was. But that has changed now. Our beloved Sadguru has made it happen through the generous donation of Brother Sutarshanam. Where are you, brother? Where is he? Please come up. Brother Sudarshanam's father at one point owned all this land, and he generously donated it, tried to donate it to Swami over 25 years ago. But Swami didn't take it till 2015. When Swami came to our land in what we term as devotees the subtle form, he asked for the donation, and Swami began the Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation. At this point in time, I like to remember two of our founder members who have passed away, my beloved husband, Ravi Jayawardena, and General Rohan Daluwatta, who was the first chairman of this foundation. I remember them with love and gratitude because despite their age and frailty and illness, they worked very hard to set up this foundation. I also remember at this time the ex-Honorable Speaker, Mr. Vijay Surya, who tirelessly helped us to bring this foundation to where it is today. To all of them, thank you. All I can say now is that there's a tremendous task ahead. There is someone with whom I want to share with all of you. She is the leader of the medical team, Dr. Rajini Pandey. Where is she? Dr. Rajini. She has come with all her specialities, all her doctors, her nurses, everybody. Please stand. Let them see you, because you hide behind masks and gowns and we never see you. All of you stand. You're viewing the Sanjeevani team that are now standing up. Thank you for coming here, Doctor. We're grateful to you, and we'll remain grateful to you for the rest of time, I can assure you. I think I have talked enough. I only had 5 minutes. I ask you all to join us. Our chief guest, or guest of honor, Mr. Aravind De Silva. I've never met you, but I know who you are. Welcome, if you're going to help us. Everyone knows him. I hope I haven't left anyone out. No? Thank you so much for all the help everyone has given me. I have to mention here the silent support from the people of Sri Lanka. You know, we have never been a rich country, but I have donors who send me whatever they can monthly. And that is such a blessing and such a wonderful thing to know that there are people out there supporting us in whichever way they can. Please enjoy the rest of the function. And thank you for everything, and thank you to everyone. This place has transformed in a week. If I go to mention everyone who I have to thank, it would not be possible. So I'll end my speech now. You know who you are. I love you and thank you with all my heart for all you have done. God bless you all. Sai Ram.
Like Auntie just shared, this place has transformed within a week. In a week, we made new friends, new family. And one such family is the family of Eastern University, Sri Lanka. This morning, we are very happy to announce a collaboration between Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation and Eastern University, Sri Lanka. With its student strength of over 10,000, the vision of this university, with its 6 faculties, including healthcare sciences, is to be a world-class knowledge center to enhance community well-being through excellence. The discussions between the foundation and the university highlighted common impact objectives and opportunities to touch more lives together. This collaboration aims to jointly design and implement social care initiatives, enhance academic and research opportunities between the two institutions, develop public health and nutrition programs, and collaborate with the hospital for preventive, curative, and educative care. I'm very happy to share with you that we have with us the Vice Chancellor of the Eastern University, Professor V. Kanakasingam, and we request him to kindly come on the stage for an exchange of the letters of collaboration. We request Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai and our chief guest, Mr. Arvinda De Silva, to kindly preside over the exchange.
The most respectable Sadguru, Sri Madhusudan Sai Swami, the global social and spiritual leader, Mrs. Penny Jayavatana, the chairman of Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation, Mr. Narasimha Murthy, the chancellor of the Sri Sathya Sai University, and the Dr. Srinivas, chairman of Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospitals, and Mr. Aravinda De Silva, Tesapandu, and the government agent of Baticaloa, and other distinguished invitees, Sathya Sai devotees, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a good morning to you all. Today is an important day in the history of Sri Lanka. I believe we all are here with the blessing of Sathya Sai Baba. I am blessed to be here at the holiest place, Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Super Specialty Hospital, Kirankulam, Baticaloa, as it is going to be provided here to needed people in the region as well as for its nation. It is still unbelievable that This huge project is being opened and ready to deliver high quality pediatric cardiac surgical care service for the free of charge. The hospitals here with a full consultants. I am much proud and confident this Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Super Specialty Hospital will expand its service to the all Sri Lankan nations with the dedication of the many countries all over the world. I believe with the continuous commitment and dedication of different people in the world who are in the head tables. I went through the website of the Sanjeevani Super Hospitals. They have a wide range of network in India, more than 13 hospitals in all parts of the India, including Kochi, Chennai, Karnataka, Bangalore, Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram, Ahmedabad, Coimbatore. Today, we have shared the letter of acceptance and letter of intent between the two major institutions. Especially Eastern University, Sri Lanka is located in Baticaloa. We are here to serve to the underprivileged society with the support of these great institutions. I believe Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Foundation, they have a big vision to achieve their vision and mission as a Eastern University Sri Lanka. We have a big academic caliber spread from all other faculties, including medical faculty, Siddha medicines, technology, science, agriculture. In addition with those academic entities, we have special arm called Center for Industry and Community Linkages. The purpose of this arm to save the community, especially needy community, and create the linkages or coordinate and cooperate with other social organizations. I believe the letter of intent and letter of acceptance, we are here to propose certain collaborative work with the leading foundation to save our nation with the support of the global society. In particularly, design and implement socio-care incentive in the region, enhance academic and research opportunities for the staff of the foundation and the staff and students of the Eastern University Sri Lanka. Develop public health and nutrition programs aim at improving regional health indicators with the focus of maternal child health, non-communicable disease, and integrative medicines. I believe further the collaboration with this state lead to Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Super Specialty Hospital, Baticaloa, especially for preventive, curative, and educative care in the concerned disciplines. I take this opportunity to express all members who are committed here, who are working here for a period more than 5 years to establish the biggest hospital to support to our people of Sri Lanka, especially during our crisis situations. The country has suffered a lot, even for the medicines. The team came over here, more than 40 medical specialists came to save our nations. So I believe this service starting today will enhance with the support of the regional people, especially as a higher education institution which is located in eastern part of the country. Definitely we will enhance the service of the health of the particular institutes. I don't take more time. Thanking for the chairman of the center as well as other working groups to start this event successfully. We will hand with you for a endeavor for the service of the delivery healthcare service to the nation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
On behalf of all of us, we'd like to extend a small token of love and gratitude to Professor Kanakasingham. As part of the social care initiatives of the Foundation, so far more than 20,000 hot meals have been served almost thrice a week over the last few years. This has continued even during the COVID times. As the Foundation embarks on expansion of this program, we have with us 6 pregnant women and 9 children who will receive nutrition care packages from our dignitaries. We would like to call upon our guest of honor for the day, Mr. Arvind De Silva, to kindly present the nutrition care packages to them. Mrs. Vidya Vadini is the first pregnant mother we have with us today. The second mother we have is Mrs. Supeshka. The third mother we have is Mrs. Vinita. The fourth mother is Mrs. Kirtika. Next we have Mrs. Madhushalini. And on behalf of all of us, we pray for them to have a safe pregnancy period and a safe delivery. We now have little children. Win Salvin is here with mother, Anusha. These are little ones who are being supported with nutrition packages, a formula that is local to the northern and eastern provinces of Sri Lanka. The next child is Lavan, his mother Vijita. The third child is Stephanie, with his mother Mary. The innocence of the child is so good. We are focusing on nutrition and they're focusing on the colorful ribbon on the basket. And the toy in the basket. We next have Jasmine, mother Jayalakshmi. Next child is Madhusudan with mother Stella. Next I have Jakshini with mother Kanchana. Next we have little Ketushan with mother Parameshwari. Next we have little Roshan with mother Dhanusha. Next we have little Huta with Mother Aisha. Thank you, sir. We'd like to particularly mention and thank the guidance of Dr. Arulanandam, who heads the Community Linkages Program of the Eastern University, and Dr. Vaidehi, who's very passionate about the nutrition program, and both of them have very happily volunteered to guide the foundation to expand this nutrition program in the region. Dr. Vaidehi is sitting there, and we have Dr. Arulanandam. Thank you. Thank you so much. The Lady Ridgeway Hospital for Children in Sri Lanka is the largest free-of-cost pediatric hospital in Sri Lanka. It serves as the National Referral Center for Pediatric Care. LRH, as it's called, aims to become the best healthcare center for children in South Asia. The Lady Ridgeway Hospital is also the largest hospital in Sri Lanka to conduct pediatric cardiac surgeries and interventions addressing the national burden of congenital heart disease. The center has made significant progress in addressing this problem. However, the burden of CHDs is much higher and much is to be done. With hundreds of children waiting for surgeries, Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital, Baticaloa, is now going to associate with LRH to jointly work towards conducting pediatric cardiac surgeries at this very center. Pediatric cardiac missions are being planned at Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital, Sri Lanka, with various international partners of the foundation. And in fact, as shown in the video, the very first pediatric cardiac mission in association with LRH is being planned this month in the next few days. Dr. G. Vijay Surya, Director, Lady Ridgeway Hospital, Sri Lanka, and Deputy Director General, Medical Services, Health Ministry, Government of Sri Lanka, has been instrumental and has championed this association purely to bring more smiles on the faces of the children. May we now invite Dr. Vijay Surya to address all of us. Thank you, sir.
Good day, everyone. The Swami and all the dignitaries in the head tables and all the participants. And today, actually, we are very happy. As our announcer explained, that we can say that Lady Ridgeway Hospital, we are catering all the kind of pediatric diseases in Sri Lanka. It is, as the National Referral Center, this is the largest children hospital in Sri Lanka as well as the Southeast Asia. There are 1,016 beds, and we are doing all the kind of surgeries and all the kind of medical care services, open heart surgeries and everything. I think that's evident. Dr. Duminda Samarsingh is there. He is one of the famous pediatric cardiologist. There are over 2,000 children are waiting for the heart surgeries. Most of children we are performing surgeries. I would like to say that even during past 2 years COVID period, we didn't stop our surgeries as well as we didn't compromise our services. Even everybody knows that in Sri Lanka, we are having a very big financial crisis. Even this time, we didn't compromise our services. Somehow, we are managing all the services for the pediatric care services. But I would like to say that there are some children who are waiting for the cardiac surgeries. Some of them are dying before the surgeries. But if we can able to do these surgeries on time, we can save the life, these children. So that I believe that this foundation and this project is very much helpful for poor children who are living in Sri Lanka. In the same time, I would like to say that Hatton Plantation, the officers and as well as some other officers from the Karuna Nilayam Foundation, they came to us and discussed about this project, and we have given our fullest support to success of this project. So that I hope and I believe that in future we can serve much more children and we can save the children and children's life. So I am very happy about success of this program. In future also, we are going to give our fullest support, as well as we are going to allocate some of our children for this institution for their surgeries. And always we are linked with you all, and we can share our resources and human resources and all the other things. In the same time, we are always support to give other documentation and legal aspect and other permission and things from the government side to success of this project. And in future also, I think we have to have some kind of support with you all, as well as our staff in the Ridgeway Hospital will success this project. Thank you very much.
We'd like to extend a token of our love and gratitude to Dr. Vijay Surya for all the support that he's extended for the Karuna Nilayam Foundation.
Never expected to speak, but when I was invited, I thought it's better to say a few words. Actually, I should thank the foundation for coming forward to help children of Sri Lanka. We estimate that there are about 3,000 children born every year in Sri Lanka with heart diseases. Out of that, about 2,500 will need some sort of surgery or intervention, because small holes and most complicated ones we don't touch. So out of that 2,400 at Ridgeway Hospital, we have facilities to treat about 1,600. So we have reached, as a country, about 50% of our target. So missions like this will help us to bridge that gap, where they will be able to provide more and more services to children in need. So I should make this opportunity to thank and invite the foundation to cooperate with us to build the services at Ridgeway Hospital as well. Actually, through a charity project, we have started expanding our services to cater to 100% of the need of the country, which is called Little Hearts Project, which was initiated about 3 years back. We have completed construction, but because of this economic crisis, we are in sort of an issue now. But if we have money, we can complete it within next few months, say within a year. So our target is to finish that and serve all these 3,000 children who need cardiac surgery in Sri Lanka, to provide them with care that they need at the time of moment. So I should make this opportunity to invite the foundation to be with us, and we will be supporting in whatever way to the children who will be served in this institution. And I wish all the best to the surgical team, Dr. Rajini Pandey, who has been throughout writing and speaking to us about how to proceed in Sri Lanka. The whole team, I wish all the success in their cardiac surgical program. Thank you.
We collectively express our thanks to Dr. Duminda and would like to share a token of our love and gratitude to him. Mother Teresa, in her own simple way, taught us about togetherness. She said, "I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things." The last few days, these words have truly come to life. Government officials, healthcare partners, diplomats, volunteers, every single person has willed and done their very best to bring this public service institution to the people of Sri Lanka. Without them, this was not possible. We have indeed now become one big family. On behalf of the Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation, we would like to extend our very, very warm token of love and gratitude to some of our key associates. Dr. Dhammika, Director, Private Health Services Regulatory Council, Sri Lanka. He has been of support to the foundation in helping us with the registrations of the hospital and all the processes that are involved in it. A very special member, Dr. Tawfiq, Provincial Director of Health Services, Eastern Province, Sri Lanka. He has made visits and inspected the site when there was almost nothing here, guided us every step, and has personally ensured that we come to this level today. Dr. G. Sukunan, the Regional Director of Health Services, Baticaloa, Sri Lanka, a backbone to our work here. He heads all the healthcare work in this district of Baticaloa and is very passionate about health and nutrition. Next, we have Dr. Murlishwaran, Director of Base Hospital, Kalmunai. One should visit this hospital to see how perfectly he has maintained this hospital. He was one of the first to extend a very warm hand of love to the foundation, and now he's our partner for the mission in terms of laundry, support services, lab services, manpower, everything. We are so grateful to him under the guidance of RDHS and PDHS. He's with us in this mission. We next have Mr. Chanaka, MD and CEO of Technomedics, an organization that has supported us for the procurement of equipment and is a key partner in this mission. This organization trusted us when we were talking in the air, talking about we want to do a mission. Sri Lanka had all its challenges, and they literally challenged time and all the restrictions that were there to help us establish this hospital. Our special gratitude to the High Commission of India for their constant support. We would like to invite Mr. Dipin, Consulate General of India in Hambantota, Sri Lanka, to kindly accept a token of our gratitude. Thank you, Sadguru. We now request Mr. Arvind De Silva to address all of us. A name all of us know and love. A renowned Sri Lankan cricketer and captain, Mr. De Silva was particularly known as an unrepented attacking batsman and was a favorite for his century that enabled Sri Lanka's victory in the World Cup. Mr. De Silva is currently the Deputy Chairman of the Ideal Group, Sri Lanka. Thank you, sir, for taking out time and being here with us today. We request Mr. De Silva to address us.
Sadguru Swami, Chairman, members of the head table, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, about 2 weeks ago, I had a message from a very, very famous man from India who's been very dear to me and has been one of my childhood idols. And that was none other than Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. And he just sent a message asking me, "Are you in Sri Lanka?" And I replied to him saying, "Yes, I am." And then he called me and asked me if I could represent him and visit this hospital, which is to be inaugurated in Baticaloa today. Actually, when he mentioned this to me, I never anticipated the magnitude of the kind of effort, the kind of people who were involved in it, and more so, the support and the empathy so many people have shown towards this project. Actually, my heart was broken when I really heard some of these speeches and when I spoke to some of these doctors. I felt and really took me years back to my school days as a little child. And our school motto was country before self. And I'm sure one of the doctors who's from my school who just addressed you should know how my principal, Mr. Alas, always used to emphasize on every child, put your country before self. And today, especially considering the country's situation and what the Sri Lankans are faced with, I think this project shows so much empathy, and your motto, which says, love all, serve all. See, as a child, I used to love sport, and my passion was all sport. And all these children whom you are attending to and serving, I think they are future. And it's very, very important for us to focus on these children for our future. In my case, I've broken my life into 3 segments. Like I said, as a child, when I was so engrossed with sports and enjoyment, my parents supported that, especially my father. When my mother was always complaining that I was not studying, but my father was always pushing me to play sport. So I had to make a decision when I finished my O-levels and was to sit for my A-levels. Both years, just before the exam, I was selected to represent my country. And it was not that I remembered my principal's motto, country before self, but I think it was my passion which really drove me to go on the tour instead of doing my exam. When my father asked me, son, what do you want to do? Do you want to go on the tour or stay at home and do the exam? So as any child, my obvious answer was, I want to go on the tour. And my mother was so furious that she fought with my father for about 6-7 years until I established myself as an international cricketer. But I think it's all about mentorship and also encouraging, supporting the youth. So this, especially in this instance, as I said, my life as a little child who had a passion and who wanted to enjoy and play sport, I got through that stage, and then I represented my country, and there came an end to my cricketing career in 2003. Then came my second stage, where I had to think of my future, start a business, and that was always my ambition, to do my own thing. And I started a company which we have grown. We employ about 1,600 people, and we represent the Mahindra Group again in India, very, very reputed entity. And we have been running that for the last almost 14 years. And whilst involved in that, I am always focusing on my third leg of my life. And that is where actually your motto, exactly falls in line with my thinking. And today, we always want to try and help the youth. And as they mentioned, the most important thing in whatever we do is to develop the human resource. We can have these lovely buildings, but if we do not have the required human resource to make use of these facilities, we will not reach great heights in the future. And this applies to everything across board. You take the medical industry, the education, even sports. And in fact, on my way here with the Minister Navin Disanayaka, I was just mentioning that even at school level, the way we look after our teachers, I think it's very, very sad, because I feel a teacher who is supposed to build the future of a nation, if they are not looked after, whom should we look after? And I think that's where we should begin. We need to make sure that there is a very, very solid education, and for that we support that cause, and that is where my heart is. And also through the experiences I've had through my school days, and also getting into sport where I couldn't continue my higher education, even if I really wanted to, because I just didn't have the time to manage both at the same time. So my vision was to try and set up a sports university someday, where we could support these kids who possess so much of talent, to make sure that they have an educational background as well to support them beyond their sporting careers. I think these sort of initiatives are the ones which motivates us to take us through the second path of our lives. We've had everything, enjoyed everything from this lovely nation, and now it's our duty to give something back to this lovely country, which I think deserves much more than what it had got over the years. And also, I want to congratulate and say a very, very big thank you to everyone who's put in so much of effort and time to make this a reality, especially during 3 years of COVID, and within 5 years to establish something of this nature is remarkable, because even with so much of people we've known in the country, I think to get something going within 5 years is impossible for us. It took us almost 7 years to establish an assembly plant with Mahindra. So I must really congratulate you for achieving this in the last 5 years. Once again, I don't intend talking too long, but I would love to say that my support and help will be there anytime, and we run a chain of dental clinics, and I wanted to let you know that we would like to donate a dental chair to this hospital free of charge, and so that I had mentioned already to Gowri about it. Hope that will serve the people in this part in good health, and would like to wish the organization and the hospital all the very best in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your constant support. And on behalf of the foundation, we'd like to extend our dear love, a token of our love and gratitude to you, sir. Child heart defects is a global burden. The future of our children depends on healthcare leaders and institutions who tirelessly work towards giving these children an opportunity to live, to smile, and to blossom. Our next speaker is Dr. C. Srinivas, Chairman of Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Global Centers for Child Heart Care, who has set up and run numerous centers globally dedicated to providing totally free of cost pediatric cardiac care. Till date, these centers have managed over 177,000 pediatric cardiac outpatients and conducted over 22,000 pediatric cardiac procedures, all totally free of cost. As a director of the Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation, Dr. Srinivas is committed to serve little children in Sri Lanka. Dr. C. Srinivas.
Offering our pranams at the feet of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, Reverend Madhusudan Sai, the founding father of this glorious institution, beloved Gary Seaton, the one and only Aravinda, dearest Sister Penny, what a moment it is for you, my revered elder brother, Nasimurthy sir, most distinguished ladies and gentlemen of Sri Lanka from the varied departments that we just heard of, so many sisters and brothers from all over the world who have converged here to make this institution what it is at this point and enable it to its glory, which time will tell. Sisters and brothers of Sri Lanka, this is an incredible outpour of love the world has for Sri Lanka. This is something you should know, that as a country, as a people, you are so loved by so many of us in so many parts of the world. To us, Sri Lanka is a pearl which sometimes is described as a tear, but a tear is the one that becomes a pearl. And that is what this country is. Love is the most potent, powerful force that we as a human species ever can know and ever can unleash as what it can do to our countries and to the world. It was this foundational principle of love that Sathya Sai Baba and Reverend Madhusudan Sai aligned to. Not seen, not ever can be touched by the hand, but can be felt by the heart, by the actions and the services that we render. Love remains the foundation of what Sathya Sai was and now what Madhusudan Sai is in the form of his institutions of service. Much has been said about what has been done thus far, but much more we all know has to be done. I will just leave first dear Aravinda and the brothers and sisters of Sri Lanka with a small phone call that also came this morning from another fellow cricketer, Arjuna Ranatunga. Sadly, he couldn't come here. As you are aware, he underwent a surgery, but Samudra and Arjuna just called me as we were getting into the car. 1996 was undoubtedly a watershed moment in the history of Sri Lanka when it won the Cricket's World Cup with Aravinda de Silva being the man of the match. It was a moment that nobody in Asia and many in the world cannot ever forget. But why do I bring this up now? Because this was the topic of the conversation we had, sisters and brothers of Sri Lanka, as we came here. Arjuna chose to make a beeline to come and pay his reverence to Sri Sathya Sai Baba and offer the World Cup at his feet. Because it was before the cup that he came to seek strength and courage for his wonderful team to achieve what was never ever done by a country which thought it could not ever make it. And I believe at that time when he met Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, great masters of the world make statements which echo over the spans of time and space. I believe Baba mentioned to Arjuna, whom we will be meeting on the 14th in Colombo, that Sri Lanka's time is going to come, but a little later. An institution will be formed, which will be, as she said, an institution of love, but an institution of national development, which will bond the people of Sri Lanka, make them into a potent force, more powerful than a team that won the World Cup, into what its destiny is to lead Asia and the world. We wondered in the conversation, has the moment arrived? Because an institution of national development catering to the most important part of a human race, its children, is being built. Children and love form the foundation of a country. Every child is born to a set of parents. Suddenly, if we can think of every child, as Duminda said, and as the doctors of LRH said, and everybody said, the country's destiny is well written. Today is a moment in time that will be echoing for times to come. Thank you, Madhusudan Sai. Thank you, dear sister Penny, for this moment. What the world will see, time will tell. But you have a band of workers who are a band of warriors to serve the cause of Sri Lanka, its children, and its society. God bless and Godspeed.
The Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani hospitals in India, over the years, have operated on 8 children from Sri Lanka who traveled all the way to India to get their surgeries done. We would hear stories of the parents who would often share with us how difficult it was to travel to a new country, to have faith in a new system, in a new hospital. And it truly was that call of the parents, that pain of the parents, that Karuna Nilayam Foundation took this initiative to start the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital here in Baticaloa. Today, we have one family from Sri Lanka who was operated in the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital in Palwal near Delhi. And to take us through this beautiful ceremony called the Gift of Life ceremony, I'd like to call upon Brother Prathipan, who is a key member of the Karuna Nilayam Foundation team here in Baticaloa. Brother Prathipan.
நிகழ்வின் அடுத்தங்கமாக அன்பின் வாழ்வின் பரிசு எனும் இந்த விருது வழங்கும் நிகழ்வு இடம்பெற இருக்கிறது. எனக்கு முன்னர் சகோதரி பேசிய மாதிரி இலங்கையிலிருந்து சத்யசாய் கருணா நிலையம் அமைப்பின் ஊடாக இதுவரைக்கும் 8 சிறார்கள் வந்து இந்தியாவுக்கு சத்யசாய் சஞ்சீவினி மருத்துவ நிலையத்துக்கு வைத்தியசாலைக்கு அனுப்பப்பட்டு அவர்களுக்கான சத்திர சிகிச்சை இடம்பெற்று பூரண குணம் பெற்று வந்த நிகழ்வுகள் இருக்கிறது. இதற்கு பின்னர் இன்று மண்ணிலேயே இப்படி தேவை உடைய குழந்தைகளுக்கு அந்த சிகிச்சை கிடைக்கிறதுக்கான ஒரு வேளை மத்தியில் இன்று கூடி வந்து இருக்கிறது. வாழ்வின் பரிசின் விருது என்ற நிகழ்வில் 8 சிறார்களின் கிடைத்த இந்த சிகிச்சையின் ஒரு அடையாளமாக இன்று எம்மத்தியில் சாதுர்யா ஜனுதி என்னும் ஒரு சிறுமி வந்திருக்கிறார்கள். ரோஹண விஜயரத்ன என்ற தம்பதியினரின் குழந்தை பசறையிலிருந்து வந்திருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்களை இவ்விடத்தில் ஒரு சில வார்த்தைகள் பேச அழைக்கிறேன். நன்றி.
සුබෝදෑසනක් ස්වාමී. මීට අවුරුදු 7කට කලින් 8කට කලින් මගේ ළමයා රොදුනා 2015. ඉපදිලා මාසෙකින් එයාගේ හදවතේ සිදුරක් තියෙනවා කියලා හඳුනාගත්තා. මෙතන ඉන්නවා දොමින්ද සර් තමයි ළමයාගේ ලෙඩේ හොයාගත්තේ. එදා ඉඳන් අවුරුදු 3ක් රිජ්වේ ආර්යා රෝහලේ ක්ලිනික් වලට ගියා. වේටින් ලිස්ට් එකේ හිටියා නම්බර්ස් 1000 ගාණක් පිටිපස්සට. මගේ ළමයාගේ සර්ජරි කරන්න අවස්ථාවක් හම්බුනේ නැහැ. දුමින්ද සර් අපි යොමු කරා මේ පදනමට. ඉන්දියාවේ පල්වල් වල තියෙන සත්‍යසී සංජීවනි රෝහලේ මගේ දරුවට අලුතෙන් ජීවයක් දුන්නා. තාත්තා කෙනෙක් හැටියට මම අවුරුදු 3ක් මේ ළමයාත් එක්ක ජීවිතය වෙනුවෙන් තරඟ කරා. මගේ වයිෆ්, මගේ ලොකු පුතා සෑහෙන දේවල් ඒ ජීවිතය අත්දැකීම් තුමුණා. මගේ ළමයාට අලුතෙන් ජීවයක් ලබා දෙන්න මේ සත්‍ය සායි සංජීවනි හොස්පිටල් එකට පුළුවන් වුණා. මම අද මගේ ලයිෆ් එක මගේ දරුවගේ මගේ ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය මේ වගේ ලංකාවේ ඉන්න හැම බබෙක් හැම දරුවෙක් වෙනුවෙන්ම මේ හදවතේ ආබාධ තියෙන ඒ ළමෙක් හැම දරුවෙක්ම පෝෂණය ශක්තිමත් කරන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ජීවිතය ලබා දෙන්න මේ පදනමට හැකි වේවා. ලංකාවේ උත්සාහ දරනවා. මම අපිත් ගොඩක් සම්බන්ධ වුණා රිජ්වේ ආර්යා ළමා රෝහලේ ඒ ලිටල් හාර්ට් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකට. ඒකේ දායකත්වය කරගෙන ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක හදාගෙන යන අපිත් පුළුවන් අර ගම් වලට ගිහලා අපිත් වැඩ කරනවා ඒ වෙනුවෙන්. ඒ වගේම අපිව එතෙන් යොමු කරා ලංකාවේ යුනයිටඩ් මෝටර්ස්. මම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙන්න ඕන තුසිත සර්ට. මගේ ළමයි ඒ වගේම ළමයි කිහිප දෙනෙක්ම ඉන්දියාවට යොමු කරලා තිබුණා. ඒ වෙනුවෙන් ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. මම තාත්තා කෙනෙක් හැටියට ලංකාවේ මේ සමාජයේ ඉන්න මේ වගේ දරුවන්ගේ හදවත් සුවපත් කරන්න ස්වාමී ඔයගොල්ලෝ දරන මේ උත්සාහයට මට මං කනගාටු වෙනවා මට ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ භාෂාවෙන් කතා කරන්න බෑ. මම දන්නේ නැහැ භාෂාව. එහෙත් භාෂාවක් අදාළ නැහැ ජීවිතයකට. අවශ්‍ය මනුෂ්‍යත්වය පමණයි. ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. ස්තුතියෙන් මේ ප්‍රණාමය පුද කරනවා. මගේ ළමයා කවදා හරි ජීවත් වෙනවා නම් මේ සමාජයේ ඉදිරියට යනවා නම් ඒ සත්‍ය සයි සංජීවනි මේ හොස්පිටල් එකට මේ ස්පිතාලෙට පින් සිද්ධ වෙන්න මම නිහඬ වෙනවා. මට කියන්න දේවල් ගොඩක් මගේ හිතේ තියෙනවා. ඒත් මට කියා ගන්න වචන නැහැ. මම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා සියලු දෙනාට. ස්තුති සියලු දෙනාට.
On behalf of our global viewers, I'd like to briefly translate what was said by the father. He spoke by talking about how for 3 years they struggled so much with the disease of their child, and how finally Dr. Duminder led them towards the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani hospitals in India, which gave them a new hope to this life. And he sincerely expressed his apologies for not being able to speak in the language, while saying that love has no language, and he is so grateful that if his child lives and goes forth in this society as a useful person, it is all due to the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital's grace, and he wished the foundation strength to strength to heal so many more hearts, such as his own little child. He ended with lots and lots of gratitude from the bottom of his heart. He wishes to say that he couldn't express his gratitude by name to all the doctors of the hospital who have helped, but he wished me to convey his deepest gratitude. Thank you. Now we will be offering them the gift of life.
There are some children who have holes in their hearts. They're born this way, we need to help them. And all these children cannot run or play. Some will lose lives, we need to prevent that. All these children are falling down, and we can help pick them up again. And all their families are crying for help.
කවුරු වෙන්ද දාස ලොකු නාම doctor. She wants to be a doctor.
These smiles of the parents and children is what drives the entire team of the Sri Sathya Sai Karuna Nilayam Foundation and the global family of Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Centers for Child Heart Care. At this juncture, we miss the presence of Mr. Arjuna Narantunga, so we are sure you're seeing us live, and on behalf of all of us in the foundation, we would like to share our token of gratitude to your colleague and brother, Mr. Arvinda De Silva. Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai spearheads a unique global mission across 33 countries. Since 2011, Sri Madhusudan Sai has established institutions of excellence in education, healthcare, nutrition, and spirituality across the world. Today, 6 specialty hospitals in India and 3 hospitals abroad are providing free healthcare. 37 educational institutions across 27 campuses, a university in South India, 3 institutions abroad are providing value-based education to over 6,000 boys and girls. A morning nutrition program nourishes over 500,000 school-going children every single day in India across 5 countries. All these services are offered totally free of cost without any discrimination. 11 centers for human development in 11 countries have also been established to work towards the welfare and well-being of all as one global family. Several lives are being illumined by these benevolent acts of goodness every single day. We now request our inspiration, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, to address all of us.
And the ancient Indian saying goes, Ayam nijaha parovetti ganana laguchetasam udara charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. It means to consider some as our own and others as different from ours is the way of narrow-minded people. But for the broad-minded ones, the whole world is one family. So today when we gather here from so many countries from around the world, there are people from the USA, from the UK, from Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, some of the European countries. I can see somebody from Middle East, also people from India, and many more who have joined us live. We all have come together today under one roof of Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital here in Sri Lanka as in the spirit of one global family. And in a family, when one member is needy, he needs help or she needs help, the whole family must come together to support. And that is the reason why all of us are here. So first and foremost, I welcome all of you to this wonderful family, the Sai family, which is expanding by the day and embracing the whole world in its love. Few of the members who have joined us today may be new to us, but they are not new to this idea of love and fraternity and brotherhood. And I was very glad. I must convey our gratitude to the President for sending us his message this morning, where he also talks about this message of fraternity, of brotherhood. This is what we believe in, that we are all members of the same family, and therefore we must look after each other. And today, when there is a need here, we must come here and do what is required. Tomorrow there might be need somewhere else, and we must go there and do that too. I also thank these Karuna Nilayam Foundation members they have worked very hard. This hospital was to open 2 years before. It was to open in 2020. But because of the pandemic, everything got delayed, and we all know what happened soon after the pandemic too. And therefore there was a delay, but we were very sure that we do not want to delay it any further, as the doctors from the Lady Ridgeway Hospital have told that there are patients waiting, children waiting to be operated, and time is of the essence in cardiac care. The earlier we intervene, the earlier we take care of them, the better the chances of their health and good survival. The later we do it, more complications come in. Therefore, it is important to take care of them early, and therefore this was considered to be the first phase of the hospital, where we can start off with pediatric cardiac surgeries, but eventually it will grow into a multi-speciality, super speciality facility, and consisting of 75 beds, which will take care of many other specialized services. We also are very happy to have Mr. Aravinda De Silva, and who, as he said, he brought Sri Lankan cricket onto the world map, he and his wonderful team, led by Arjuna Ranatungaji, who couldn't be here, but I'm sure he's with us in his thoughts. And it was a moment again to reckon with. 1996 was a moment where Sri Lanka shed its old ways, and what was considered as an underdog in cricket suddenly went on to win the World Cup. This is another moment we must think of, where for the first time in Sri Lanka, so many countries are coming together. I'm sure there were missions earlier throughout its history, but this is the first time there are so many countries coming together to set up a completely free facility. Absolutely no charges to anybody. Rich, poor, educated, illiterate, from east or the west, from north or the south or the center, it doesn't matter to us because everybody is ours, we are one family. In this spirit, I think this is another watershed moment in the history of Sri Lankan healthcare, where a specialty hospital is being set up completely free of charges on the principles taught by Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, that education, health, these are the fundamental rights of everybody and should be provided free. They should not be commoditized, they should not be bought and sold. And that is the way to a prosperous and a wonderful world that we look forward to live in. We also have Mr. Gary Seaton over here. He's one of the pillar of support. He did not get much to speak, but he's a man of action, so I believe we can avoid his speech nevertheless. He is the one who on our request took charge of supporting this hospital right in its early stages, and their company, Hatton Plantations, is one of the strong pillars of support for all the charitable works that are happening within Sri Lanka. And even for these arrangements and all the other activities which happened in the last 3 months at a great pace, his entire team was at work, and we thank all of them, all the people. That is not their duty. I don't think they get paid to do this. But because of your leadership and your inspiration and the inspiration of many of the likes, Manaka, Gauri, and many of them, Anand, everybody is here from the company. They all came together to support a hospital, leaving their tea plantations behind. So this is the spirit of fraternity and brotherhood. When we want to do good, the whole world, I say the whole universe conspires to support good work. And good work is being done. Penny, who was the instrument chosen by Baba to begin this work way back in 2015. It seems like the last century now, because so much has been done by her and her able team. There are many people in the team. I particularly would like to mention Deepal. Mr. Deepal was in charge of the construction activity over here, and doing it during the COVID pandemic times was not easy when there were supply chain issues, and even simple material were not available in the country. So Deepal and the entire team who worked very hard to build up this, bring up this building, to all of them, lot of love and lot of blessings. I know you are not doctors, you are not going to be inside the operation theatre, but what you have done will enable our doctor like Ragini and everybody else who have come to do what they can do for the children of Sri Lanka. So thank you all for working through day and night and making sure that this happened on time. This date was decided and this date has been kept up. You have kept up my word, and therefore I want to thank all of you. We have, yes, you can clap for all of them. Sudarshan, of course, he's just our own, his father. I remember him reverentially today for making him, I won't say donate, but share what he had with all of us. Donation is when you give away something, but this is sharing because he's also as much a part of it as we all are. So we share this whole institution. And so both his father and mother, though no more physically, but I am sure wherever they are watching this and they are proud of him today. We also have Srinivas. Dr. Srinivas is heading the healthcare mission of Baba ever since it started. His revered mother, Dr. Rajeshwari, was the one who began a small clinic in the Whitefield area of Bangalore, but went on to build a big hospital which used to serve something like this in a rural setup, hundreds, thousands of patients every day. And he took forward that inspiration from his mother and went on to set up many hospitals. And today Sanjeevani chain of hospitals are one of the finest pediatric care, quality pediatric care providers in India. And perhaps this is the largest chain in the world if I put all hospitals together. And now we have one in Fiji. We have somebody from Fiji, Sumit. And today the second chapter of International Chapter is opening in Sri Lanka. So for all the hard work and all the inspiration, all the leadership that he has provided to the entire team, we are definitely on behalf. I'm speaking on behalf of Sri Lanka. I'm not speaking on behalf of India or the foundation. I'm speaking on behalf of every child who is going to be operated over here, every mother and father who want to convey their thanks to this entire mission. I'm speaking on their behalf. In advance, I'm thanking all of them for what they are doing. So Dr. Srinivas and his tremendous leadership that is making all these things happen. A lot of gratitude and appreciation for all that you are doing. Mr. Narsimurthy, he is the Chancellor of the University in India, and it's going to set up the world's first free medical college. It means all students can access medical education for free. That's going to happen in a year, and we are going to take some of Sri Lankan students also, needy medical students in our medical college, train them for free, send them back to Sri Lanka, and they can continue serving in Sri Lanka. I have very important set of dignitaries who are right now seated in front of me. I may not be able to name all of you. Your names are a little difficult for me. I have to get used to it. But in particular, I would like to thank Mr. Vijay Surya for helping us with all the permissions. I don't think you ever, even government cannot make you work this hard as we have done in the last few days. And he had to work through day and night to get us the approvals and license and everything that we needed, because there's a lot of regulations, and it's important to have regulations, especially in the healthcare sector. And he took care of all of it so that we are now ready to operate on a child. And this all happened because of your dedication and hard work. So to you, to the entire Lady Ridgeway Hospital staff, represented by many people here, and to the government of Sri Lanka, Health Ministry especially, I want to convey our gratitude to you. Dr. Kanaksingam, we are going to work with you for a long time as partners in progress with the Eastern University, and we would institute programs to train children in specialized pediatric cardiac care, nurses, paramedics. They can train in our facility, and that's how we can increase the human resources. As just now our Mr. Arvinda said, that it's not important, it is important to build buildings, but that is not all of it. More important is to develop human resources. We need good teachers, doctors, social servants, and they need a facility to get trained. So we look forward to working with the Eastern University and exchanging whatever knowledge we have and learning from you, in the process helping the entire country. And I hope the finest surgeons, finest doctors, and finest healthcare professionals will come out of Sri Lanka, not only serve Sri Lanka, but will serve the rest of the world as well. We have many other members, dignitaries here from various parts of the world. To all of them, as I said, on behalf of those children who are yet to be operated, but I'm sure they'll be done in a few days, I already convey our gratitude and heart full of thanks for all the sacrifices you have made. With just one phone call, and sometimes even just one WhatsApp message, devotees have come forward and contributed for this hospital. It was not easy. It is not a cheap hospital. It is not, because it's a specialty hospital. It's not an outpatient daycare unit. So it required a lot of resources, but all of them from various parts of the world have done their best and more than their might to support this cause, just because they believe in this idea, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that whole world is one family, and the child in Sri Lanka is as much our child in our own country. So to all of them, a lot of gratitude. As India and Sri Lanka, we share a lot of things. We share our spirituality. We share our history, both cultural and colonial. We share our passion for cricket. And we share our problems too, congenital heart diseases. So we are here today to share a solution as well. Solution is to provide as many people as early as possible the needed care. These children cannot be treated by any other way other than a surgery. And therefore our traditional medicine system does not really help at this point of time. This is the last option. Therefore these specialty clinics are important. And what a wonderful name it has. It has Sanjeevani in its name. And as some of you might know, if you do not know, let me school you a bit about Indian mythology or Indian history. Sri Rama, who came to Lanka in those days to fight a war, his brother Lakshmana was hit by the arrow of Ravana's son. And because of that, he fainted and swooned and fainted, and he was lifeless. At that point of time, a great Vaidya, Sushena, tells that the only cure for it is a particular herb called Sanjeevani. It is found on a mountain somewhere up there in north of India in the Himalayas. And Hanumana, which we all must be familiar with, Hanuman was the monkey servant of Lord Rama. And he went all the way to India to bring back that herb Sanjeevani to Lanka, to give it to Lakshmana. But he did not know which herb is Sanjeevani, because the mountain was full of herbs. So he got the whole mountain is what the mythology says. And as we travel back to Hatton, I think there is that Sanjeevani mountain, the mythological mountain is still there. So Sanjeevani was always here in Sri Lanka 10,000 years ago. This is the healthcare, and that also was meant for healthcare. It was only to save a person, Lakshmana in those days, but today hundreds of Lakshmanas will be saved but through this Sanjeevani, which is going to serve as a new way of healthcare. We love Sri Lanka. We have a very, I would say, soft corner for Sri Lankan people. Their warm hospitality, their tea is known everywhere, and with the kindness and goodness that people in Sri Lanka have. It's truly heartwarming. Every time we come to Sri Lanka, I always tell Penny, we don't feel we are out of India. It feels like second home to us. People are so nice, so courteous, so kind, so well-mannered, so cultured. That is something which is unique about Sri Lanka. And I think that is to do with the traditions and culture in Sri Lanka. I know the times are tough, but when going gets tough, tough gets going. And that is what Sri Lankans would do. It is only a matter of time that it will bounce back from wherever it is today to again reclaim its rightful place in the world. And I hope a day comes when there is no child in Sri Lanka who is hungry, no child is bereft of education, no child is deprived of health care, and all children grow to serve the country, country before self. Likewise, every child should deserve all these facilities. This is our belief that these are fundamental rights of every child, every citizen of the country. And I hope that this partnership will lead to such a day, and that day won't be too far in the future. It will be soon. And in a few days, I do not want to take much time because work is still going on, and I would request all the people to get the OT ready and in a quick time. So because our team is waiting, patients are waiting. There's already a young boy who's waiting here, and there are many other coming. They're on their way. So we want to treat all of them before this mission ends. But the idea is to keep continuing this as mission at this point of time with Lady Ridgeway Hospital, with partnership with them, and eventually open other specialities, which are perhaps not so much available on this side of the country, and bring experts from all around the world so that local talent also can be nurtured, skill development can happen, and eventually these children locally can look after the entire facility. So that will take some time. Over 2-3 years we plan to do that. Through COVID time this has happened. It's a miracle in its in its own way. As I do not who put it. I think Arvinda put it. This is the miracle because though you can say it's 5 years, but actually -3 years is COVID. Almost -2 years. Despite that, all this has happened. Everyone has worked very hard. We had people on ground from Sri Lanka, from Singapore, from Malaysia, from India, from Fiji. They never left this site for the last probably 2 weeks. They've been here day and night just to make sure that we get the facility as early as possible, get it ready and start the surgeries as soon as possible. It's not fully complete, but this is the first phase. In next 2 phases, the entire institution will be completed. But nevertheless, for that child who is waiting to get a surgery, he doesn't care how big is the facility, how many things are available. For him, this day is important. If he survives this day, despite the heart ailment, he may see another sunrise. For such a child, to do it early, to do it as fast as possible is our way. And therefore, I congratulate everybody for having achieved this much. And I'm sure in days to come, as surgeries begin, all the surgeries will be successful. All children will go back hale and hearty to their homes. And that would be a moment of fulfillment and joy for all of us. If I left out anybody in this premises or anywhere else who have contributed, supported, this is one blanket thank you to all of them, that what you're doing is important, and it is important that you continue to do what you have done. This institution is there here forever, and therefore we need all of you in it, and to all of you, lot of blessings, lot of best wishes for what you're doing, and we will continue to do. I look forward to making this one of the finest centers of healthcare in Sri Lanka in times to come, and we need all of you in it. So thank you very much. I'll leave the place now so that they can continue the work. This is just a pause. This is not the end. So they have to continue a lot of work. Anybody have left out Penny? Our Karu, our speaker, he is represented by his son-in-law and daughter, to please convey to him that we are so grateful for all the help that he had done. In the initial days, we really needed everything here. he provided for it. So we are very, very grateful to Mr. Karu, and I'm sure he will continue to support as it is going here. And everybody else who are from the armed forces, people have helped us. I know this land was having some issues in the beginning, but people from the armed forces helped us to get everything ready. To all of them, all the volunteers from the villages around, to everyone, lot of gratitude on behalf of those parents, those children who are going to benefit out of this facility in the near future. Thank you very much. Ayabuwan and Vanakkam.
Thank you, Sadguru. Under your leadership and guidance, the Foundation and the Sanjeevani family look forward to working with the Eastern University, Baticaloa Teaching Hospital, the base hospitals of Kalmunai, Kalavanchigudi, under the guidance of the teams of RDHS, PDHS, LRH, PHSRC, and the Sri Lanka Medical Council. Let us collectively pray that the upcoming pediatric cardiac mission and the entire hospital for years to come is a grand success to meet the only objective of touching more lives with love and compassion. We again extend our gratitude to everyone who made this possible. We thank everyone for being here physically and for everybody joining us live today. This is truly only a beginning, and together we have miles to cover. With this, we conclude the inauguration ceremony of the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital, Baticaloa. Thank you so much.